I've come down for a bit of urban fishing on the river. It's the first day of the season. I've never been on the river on the first day of the season, to the best of my knowledge. I normally leave till later and let other angles get some bait in there. So I've come down to give it a go just here. Very, very windy, so you're going to get wind in the microphone. I've thrown some little 6mm pellets in, some red and white maggots, and can't fish well. One of the fish was down there. There's 3 anglers in there already. So I'm going to try further up here. What I did, because it's so dark and I've got the glasses on, I just seen a couple of white mouths going like this, and I chucked maggots in. I put the pellets in, nothing. I threw the maggots in, and I got some action. And there's a hole down the bottom here I fished before, so it's basically just a question of seeing if I can catch anything at all to start the season off. And there you can see, big pipe comes in there, so when that's gushed in there, it's scoured out a little bit, slightly deeper. Down there, nothing. River's sort of a shadow of what it used to be when I was younger. All the green weeds pretty well gone. I noticed when I walked up, there's a lot of brown sort of dead looking weed for this time. This is June 16th I'm doing this one. So let's see if we can catch a fish on the first day of the river season. Try a couple of 3 maggots, because maybe they've been fished for, maybe they've not, who knows. They shouldn't have been fished for, being the start of the season, and I figure a few maggots should get them going. They're just leftover maggots, not great ones. Very tricky area to get into here. Obviously, being a park area, you get loads of the public. The float might be a little bit deep. Straight into a snag. Got a 2BB float on, and I've got the shot about a foot from the hook. First run through, first day of the season, and I might be too deep. And of course the other people might have been through as well. My problem being I can't really fish. Oh, there's fish going down then. Spooked. They might drop back in that pool. Just letting the throat run through there. Yeah, it's a bit strange fishing start of the season like this. I normally don't really go to the rivers much for about end of July, start of August. There's a fair chance those other anglers have already been through here. Oh yeah, I've seen fish, probably dace, flashing around there. Yeah, there's plenty of dace in there, plenty. I can see them down the back now. And some, what looks like, possibly, wild brown trout. One fish, start the season. I think I've got to be shallower. Right, I've got one. Fish on. They certainly want a lot of maggots going in, to be honest. I've got a feeling this might be a trout. Or is that a chub? Or is that a dace? There we go. Let's see if we can get a fish or two out of this. I can't even get him to the net. He's in. Chub, go on, small chub. There we go. About the average size you're going to get in here, so we'll get that back. Got a second fish on, people. I guess another small chub, I don't know. Yeah. You certainly have to bail those maggots in, my goodness. You run through on its own and it doesn't do the trick, they just leave it. Oh, he's off the hook anyway. All on the Avon rod and a float. Wow. I personally consider that a good start to my river season. Have I got enough maggots? See, these are the pellets I'm using. It's just a feed to get them going, because I can't really afford to bail tons of these maggots in, because they just go. But if I put the maggots in over that back dark area, I can see them flash. I see white mouths going. So, but you've got to just get them when they actually snap at the maggot as it goes past in the current. There's definitely a nice brown trout, I think, down there, and some other chub. Don't see any big chub though. So hook size is a 16. I just pop the maggots over the hook. Sometimes I put 2 on, sometimes I put 3 on, but I have shallowed it up and that seems to have made a difference. So you've got to put a pinch of maggots in, just like this. Go through that gap in the tree. It's a bit of a nightmare swim to fish, and then as quickly as possible follow up with your, oh, there's a bigger trout down there. Follow up with your here we go. He's missed it. Follow up with your bunch of maggots. If I run through singly, and generally they don't have it, unless it's a dace or something. Go a bit further upstream, that gives those maggots a chance to come down. I'm a little bit too close in there, but there's definitely fish there, because I can see the flash and the tangles. Well, I can't seem to get the bigger fish, but I've got the smaller chub for certain. This is a very sketchy little place to fish on the wet ground. Let's swing that one. There we go. Sort of peas in a pod, but there are bigger fish down there. Still nice to catch, isn't it? That was 3 maggots, ironically. So I'm thinking they can see the hook. Well, this one might be a big dace. I think that might be. He's just nicked. I think I'm going to net this one, people. Just to be safe. It's a big dace. Get him. Let's check it out. Hey, you can see that's a really nice fish. You just don't seem to get big dace fishing nowadays. Not so much of it anyway. Let's get him back. 3 maggots in a line there.
Ah, they're not worms, they're called maggots. Look at that lovely fish. We came at the perfect time there, didn't we? Look at that.
Whoa, he's moving.
Oh yeah, he's having a wiggle.
Want to touch him? You can touch him.
You want to stroke him? He's all slimy.
Yeah, he's slippery.
Ooh.
You feel he won't hurt you?
Ooh. What is that?
Then you put him back in, and then he swims off, goes back to his friends.
What is that?
So those are maggots. It might even be the exact same one. Oh, that's maybe not. It's more of a fighter. Yeah, really trying to get away.
Oh, really trying to get away.
This is a different one.
It's a different one. It's a spotty.
Yeah, this one's a bit funnier.
Yeah.
Look at him.
It's so pretty, isn't
He's
it?
so feisty.
Really big.
So feisty.
Yeah.
Feisty one. Ah! 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 He's a
It's
silly
flip
fish.
flopping.
He's a silly fish.
Wow, look at that.
See the
It's got
colours?
red bits on it as well.
That's a brown trout.
I need to touch it first.
You touch it first. It's even more slippery than the other one.
You want to straight?
Boy, that's funny. I like that.
That's so pretty.
Yeah, lovely, pretty fish.
Yeah.
There he goes.
There he goes, swims back, tells his friends. He tells his friends, don't eat those maggots. I've got a bit of chub on here, guys. There's more and more people, so we're going to have to move soon, but this is a decent chub.
Wow.
Oh, where's my line?
Good catch.
No.
Is
There we
big
go.
fishy?
Yeah.
Wow.
No.
Yeah.
Do you want to stroke it?
You want to touch it?
Touch fishy?
We've had 3 other kids up here, so it's like 50p a touch now.
Hey. Yeah, you could charge people.
Good charge this in a park.
You caught a lot today.
I know I've only been here for like an hour, but yes, it's okay. It's the start of the fishing season today.
Oh.
That's why other people are down, you know, it's the start of the river season, so. I don't know what this one is, people. Well, it's a dace. It's not a dace. No, surely not a dace. I think it must be another chub. It's not jumping, it's a trout. It'll be all over the place. Yeah, nice chub. Probably not quite as big as the largest one, but nevertheless, I can get him up. So, I've got to say, first day of the season, pretty good session. Hook falls out. Because people say that's the same one, but there's quite a few down there. Well, I'm getting through the maggots now. I don't really like these pellets. I'm throwing them in, but they don't come up for those like they do the pellets. Like they do the maggots. They like these maggots. I imagine they're meat, aren't they, effectively? You see them flash when I throw the maggots in. Well, providing I throw the maggots in, it seems to be fish after fish. Well, by golly, you can get through some maggots. Another chub. Another netter. And a lot of sort of peas in a pod. And years ago, we get 3 and 4 pounders in here. So you can see how things change. Still grateful to catch these. 2 other things. I've moved my float up and down quite a bit. I've moved my shot up and down till I get the right depth. But 100% you have to trick them into getting your maggot here in amongst a bunch of freebies, because they eat them in seconds. Once they've scoffed them, it's gone. Here comes the dog in the water business. I think my time's limited here. Oh, I missed that one. A little bit slower current on the inside here. Well, I'm getting plenty of fish, no question about it. This one is a netter, but I got the camera balanced on the bait bucket, but I got the camera balanced on the bait tin upside down, so we're going to try and hand lift this one. Oh, a pretty good chub, this one. Yeah, gonna jump. That's what it's about. First day of the river season. First day of the river season, going to get some fish. A little bit of action. Well, a lot of action actually. And all on a 2BB Avon float. 2 or 3 maggots. Should have bought more maggots though. I'll mix the maggots in with the pellets now to see if that will get them going even more. So you won't tell the difference between the maggots and the pellets. We'll find out shortly. Got another decent chub on, people, and I'm probably going to have a move because I haven't got that many maggots, and obviously I can just keep staying in this swim. Another angler's turned up, so I've got nowhere to go. I might have to go back in the field somewhere. Decent little chub though. Bit big for swinging, but I've got the maggots on the net, and there he is. There's a maggot just in the top there. So, good start to the season. What? I can't believe it. I think I might have a move. I've hammered this swim, certainly. Limited where I can go though. A couple of tips I can give you while I was here. I've done pretty well out of this swim. Probably about the best I've done for this swim. When I cast, because it's so shallow, I cast and I sort of stop the float a little bit, so the float stops in the air and the bait, when it hits the water, is downstream of the float, so it doesn't go float and bait back here, because then they're going to see the float first. So I'm trying to send the bait first. So as I cast and just, I can't describe it, just feather the rim of the spool just to slow it, to make the bait go in front. The other thing is, if I keep bailing the maggots in like I did when I started out here, they get more and more on the surface. Well, I can only shallow the float so much, then they can see the shot. If you want them to go deeper, throw the bait further up here so it's trundling and bumping along the bottom, and that way, you know, your bait's away from the float and the shot, and you might pick the extra fish up and just trick them up, but they're in that little hole there. 5 minutes and I'm going. There we go, good little session, but I'm not done yet. Got a few maggots left. I'm up the tree. I'll get myself sorted, go and have a sandwich, walk through the town, and just have a look at what they call the meadow area, which is sure to be a jungle. There's just too many people in the park area. Well, I've walked upstream into the meadow area. Again, I find it hard to believe that there's sewage that's a problem here, being as it's a small river. But it maybe is. Used to be green streamer weed. There's nothing, but I think I've seen something move down there. So there's about 2 swims, this one, another one, and then we got a family dinner, so a roast I cannot refuse. Had a good session, and it looks good, but a lot of this is unfishable. You can see it's a jungle, 4 or 5 feet high. Well, I'm getting near the road, a dog's turned up, jumped in the swim above me, muddied it all up, my first run down with a float, and I got a fish. Well, I did see a chub down there, but obviously the dog jumping in the water did the business. I'll have one more run down here though. There could be dace down there that I can't actually see. I think I had a couple of other bites that I thought was a float dragging on the bottom. I barely see the float now. Well, I've lost one of my favourite floats up the tree, so I'm on the end of it really, just looking. Oh, big chub down there. I've no idea I'm going to get to him. I've only got one float left, which I'm not going to use. Oh, some floating creatures over there. I think that might be worth a throw of bait over the back there. Ah, could be late lunch. I've got to get rid of the bait. I've got like 15 minutes left. Let's see if we get a decent show out of it. In this situation, I think maybe a bunch of maggots. There's one over there. Yeah, I saw his white mouth snap. So he's a take. I don't really want a small ones taking it though. I think I'll get some more and put the head cam on. Well, I fear the worst, because all I've got is 2 BB and a hook. And like nowhere to almost cast. But I've seen the white mouths chomping, so I figure there's an outside chance of a fish. You see him spook. There's a big one out there. No, they're spooky. How can they be spooky on the first day of the season? That's beyond me. I think I even need one shot. It's just zooming around and coming up from the back here. There's another one down there. It's darker. I don't know if they can see me or not. They're really spooky. Got him. Got one on. Decent chub this time. There's an even bigger one down there. Now, I've buried the net. Got to extend it with one hand. It just goes to show you, even without a float. Here he comes. The hell is he? He's in there. Quite fast, can't he? Might ping off, he might do. You'll never be sure. Oh, let's see if we can get down there. This is so Graeme for going in a water drought. Oh, I've got a lot of pressure on that to get him up. I can't get the rod back. Come on, babe. I'll get him up and try and drop him back into the net. There's so much current there. No, I can't. I knew this would be a problem. it's ripping. Oh, that's hard to believe. Have I got him? I got him. Wow. Good. I earned that one. And that's a nice chub. Whoa. That is more like it. And there's one half as big again as that, and I've got a big bunch of maggots on there. Hooks out. Yes, sir. This is what we used to catch in this river years ago. And that one is in spanking condition. Well, I must come out on the first day of the season again, I feel. Let's get him back. I'm going to hold on to this tree. I imagine the other one is long gone. Yeah. Going to finish off up here on the weir just to get rid of the maggots. That was a real bonus, that chub, so it'd be noisy here, but you never know. There might be one more fish. I say, got no float, it's sort of just almost touch ledger with a bunch of maggots. Can't quite feel the tension on the line to touch ledger. I need to watch that line against that brick wall. There's a slight sort of browny tinge in it. We had a bit of rain yesterday. Wouldn't have thought I'd put that colour in it myself. I've got the line over my fingers here trying to touch ledger. Oh, well there we are. What is that? I think it's a little dace on that big bunch of maggots. School time fishing this is. Well, not in school time, obviously I'm a bit over school time. Well, that's it folks. All over by the Shoughton. I'm late again for lunch. I'm going to get a rocket, I know that. Family things, you know what they're like. I wonder if they cut this for hay up here. Who knows? But the rain they forecast didn't come. I've had a really good time. Start of the season for me. First time I fished on the river. I don't think I've ever fished a river. I'm normally tench fishing, so it's quite an experience for me. I was always told to leave the rivers alone, let other people put the bait in first so they get used to feeding. But listen, I had no trouble catching today. But they did want the maggots. Right, back to the office. See what else we can drum up to interest you guys. Ooh, sunshine as well. I don't think I've had a day on open day where I fished a small stream or indeed any river. I'm normally on the still waters and do the rivers later. But bit of an eye-opener, bit of fun, and definitely worth doing again. Now, let's talk trousers. Or as the American call them, pants. So, picture the scene. This is only a couple of weeks ago as I make this film. Here I am, I've done a full night's fishing, not much sleep, carp fishing. It's the next day, fish start coming up. I'm on floaters, not all floaters, I've got a couple of bottom baits down, nothing, zero. Blazing hot, unbelievably, 28, 32, that sort of degree temperature. It was very, very hot. Fish have all gone torpid. They lay on the top. What do? You throw out a floater. So I was thinking, oh, we'll need to finish this off. I need to round it off with a shot standing by the lake, you know. So, it's so hot, I've had the shirt off. I better put the shirt on, because at my age, who wants to look at what was really quite frighteningly, the body of a Greek god, let's face it guys. So I thought, I'll put the shirt on, go down, I better tuck the shirt in. So I unbuckle everything and I start tucking the shirt in. But of course, the float rod's still out there. So there I am, happily tucking my shirt in comfortably, unbuckled for basically the world if it was there to see. And of course you shouldn't be doing that when you're at a lake with a carp floater out. It could go at any time. That's annoying guys, that's a really big double. I'm in the 17s and upwards. And it was a nice looking mirror, but hey, hook's pinged out. I think I'm going to climb out and get my float back. I think, you know what, it's still on the top, nothing on the bottom. Pack it all up, put all my gear away, put it in the car and see if I can winkle this one just to get to 10. You know, I mean I always say sort of don't get obsessed by numbers, but we all do. And I'm now obsessed with 10 before the sun gets blazingly hot and I just evaporate. Oh, so I've lost some fish. 14 hooked, 9 landed. But it happens. Let's get backed up. No point screaming and shouting. It's gone. That's right. That could have ended an awful lot worse than just the hook pulling. I think that was almost the lucky part. Anyway, back at home, I came up with what I considered at the time to be a very sensible project, an area that I don't use much. We used to call it Cocktail Corner. We could sit down, when we first built the place, sit down the corner, we could sip a cocktail, a martini, shaken but not stirred of course, or even a pint of Murphy's, down there watching the sun go round. Well, after 20 years we still haven't been there because it's too far to walk down the end of the garden. So I thought, right, the wood's rotting out, I haven't used it much, I'm going to rip it all up, reuse the wood and turn it into sensible things, Graham. A vegetable patch. Whatever was I thinking of? Well, I started at the end of this gravel patch, as you can see. It was getting weed growing all the way through the gravel there. I actually had carpet over it, so I started stripping it up. And you can see I had the framework of the decking then. I thought, well, actually the wood is not too bad. You know, the 4x2 timbers underneath are okay. So better, I felt, to try and, rather than just smash it up, to dismantle it. But of course there was one of my many plantings of pampas and they grow like wildfire, so it had to go. I find they're easiest to cut them down first with the hedge trimmer. Then a lot of these boards I salvaged and I used along the edges. So waste not, want not was my motto there. Just as a sideline, I grew these from conkers. A lot of old wood there, but I actually grow some of the trees, and something I wish I'd done before, to be honest. I wish I'd planted more trees from seed and grown them on as seedlings. So all along here, I had to go there with the pampas tree. I find the best way to remove, this is gardening Graham style, using a log splitting axe. Then I've got to remove the gravel from the top of what was carpet. They do say with the rotavator like this that you do also chop up any weeds in this, so hopefully I haven't got too many I am spreading. It does indeed look like a huge labour of love, but I feel through the winter I can get some compost in there, some more ash, stuff to break it all up, and might have to import some soil off the rest of the garden and make a better bed for the veg to grow in. Come on, out of the way. Come on, out the way. Shut up. Go to you, right. Now then, a couple of 3-4 weeks up the road, you can see that all is not lost, and the late planting of the very sketchy, discounted by 50% because it's so late in the season, potatoes have actually taken. There's 2 varieties in here, and that is correct. I've forgotten which is which. I've also put some wood ash from our log burner in amongst the soil there, which you can see that darker area. So I've got to get that broken up with some compost and some earth. Disaster is the radishes. They just bolted and totally gone to seed. And look, there is nothing there. I don't know whether that's a clay. I don't know whether it's the drought. Are there any radish experts out there? But there is a tiny glimmer of hope in the shape of some carrots. So we'll see what comes of those. But I personally don't think they're going to grow very tall. On the flower side, however, I've utilised 1 flower bed and planted a few more seed potatoes because it's better quality soil. A few carrot seeds have indeed gone in there as well. A little bonus to see how they do as an experiment. And just on the inside, some spring onions. The poppies are all grown from seed, as you can see. Very pretty, but I find they don't last more than 3 days. So really pretty flower, but they don't last very long. So I doubt I'll probably do them, even though the seeds are free. You collect your own. I grew these from seed. I won't do them again. I transplanted some small ones. They didn't work. The roses, which are obviously in there, I pruned, wait for this, with a hedge trimmer. The salvia, I mullered with a hedge trimmer, but it has come back. So that's been pretty good this year. Lots of rosebuds still to come through. We tend to get 2 or 3 blooms that come through, and longer ones which I've let run longer, which I don't know whether I should have actually pruned them back harder. This is Mike's throwaway plants. No, don't throw them anyway, Mark. Throw them my way. So the back garden is a veritable riot of flowers coming through. Lobelias, marigolds, and a lot are my homegrown from last year's seed, what's called a mallow. And there's some more poppies that are coming through there. But in all honesty, not worth growing. So there's a giant mallow grown, wait for this, from a seed, and there is giant American sunflowers as well. I'm only showing these just because I know there's quite a few gardeners who do follow us. So, you know, what we call the rose bed, that's all okay. The lavateria is the lavateria. I will probably lose that this year. They go for about 7 years. It's not as lush as it has been, but it is a pretty bad drought we've got as I make this film. In fact, it's really bad. My well is down colossally, and there's such a word as colossally. Ponds dropping all the time. I'm topping it up with a water meter hose pipe. Lovely job. Well, the hose pipe's still there, so we look forward to it. But I don't want to lose the leaves. There is a mallow. This was grown from a seed from last year's plant. Radishes, don't even ask me about the radishes. I don't want to hear about them. Potatoes I planted in here are my major crop. I feel they might actually come to something, but they are under the tree. They don't have the greatest light. They dry out pretty quickly. So again, it's more water with the hose pipe. And of course, I've got 3 wells on the property, but they are also low. The bad news this year is the petunias, which have been a veritable disaster. 2nd year in a row, just dying for no reason we can see. Well, let's hope I can at least get something out of that vegetable patch in the shape of just a few potatoes and carrots to make all that work worthwhile. Now let's sort of close out the last section by going and looking at, yes, some boys' toys. Some boys' very big toys. Cheers. It's so big, this place. There's so much stuff in here. I'm going to call it shop with camel type build there. Wooden propeller. Probably fabric and dope. And then you got the ultimate jet aircraft for passenger travel in the shape of Concorde, which is sort of a missile, isn't it? Let's face it, like a paper dart we used to make as kids. And I wonder whether they would never use that with its speed for military service. Panning down, there's like a Harrier jump jet there. From up here I can actually get pretty well down into the cockpit there. Look at the point on this one, the nose of this face going right to, literally. There, a point. Some strange sort of spikes just there. Anybody know what they're there for? I'll follow it all the way back. It is an absolute lethal looking piece of equipment. I don't know what it carries. I'm not sure it's a surveillance. It's obviously extremely high speed. And it's like another jump jet over there. It's nice and quiet now. I did say the kids have gone, have their din-dins, which is good. And I can get from up here right into the cockpit with this camera. Couldn't do it with the other one because it's fixed focus. And how they took off is up over there. There is the kick-up ramp at the end of the aircraft carrier, which they would use as a sort of sloped up ramp and then zoom off there and use the downwards and forward thrust. Just gradually change it to the forward thrust only. And you can just, if I go in on tight, you'll see the outlets where I believe they get the downward thrust there and convert it. And there's a big Westland Sea King just there. Get right back down. Have a closer look at it. I can show you the kick-up deck of the launch ramp, I'm going to call it. I don't know what people call it there. Just there's the launch ramp. Superb models they've made, definitely. Are those depth charge launching down there? Anybody in the naval department tell us? Multiple depth charge launching, I'm guessing. That's the view down the launch ramp. Big machine gun there, look. The guy, he's down there, I can't quite see him. He's in there. So this one is an original, people. Big machine. Heavier machine gun, I would say that one is. This guy, he's got me right in his sights. It says there, that's 200 rounds, that's a 762, or 7.62, I call it 762s. Standard, I think that's a standard NATO round. Somebody tell me if 762 is a standard NATO. You see the twin exhaust ducts coming out underneath the fuselage, underneath the wing. As it goes up the ramp, I don't know whether that's some sort of additional rear scoop type thing that helps kick it up, I don't know. Must do, I guess. But that's the slope of it. So basically I'm laying down on the end, the launch ramp of an aircraft carrier. And the Harrier jump jet has just melted me with its exhaust. And you see, I suppose that's the fuel tank on the right. Most definitely missile on the left. I'm guessing that was the delivery payload. Is that the number of rounds they unloaded? And in that side is that the number of missiles they launched. So 2 lots of missiles, and then the smaller ones are rounds of whatever they use, 50 cal, I guess. Oh, there we go. So I know what those larger dots are now. Those are all multiple small missiles which correspond with those markings there. So that's what he unloaded. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. He unloaded 11 canisters of those onto the enemy. And I don't know whether that's a fuel tank, or is it a drop fuel tank, or is it just there and they can put missiles and bombs on it? I don't honestly know. Somebody in the forces tell us. When the missile neared the enemy, it gained height to acquire its target. This was achieved by the Lynx targeting the enemy ship with its radar, allowing the lock-on onto the reflected signal. Impacted the vessel, penetrating the hull before detonating. So quite a very modern, useful piece of kit this. If you can drop it and then hit something 15 miles away, underwater. And that, one guesses, is how many of these skewer missiles, anti-shipping missiles they've dumped or dropped. This one is a 216th Airborne Death or Glory. I think I'd prefer Glory, wouldn't you? I think I'd prefer Glory. It all seems Glory's very fine, but not if you're dead. So that thing packs at least 3 or 4 missiles at a go. Right, now here's that missile-shaped jet here. We'll go down and see what this one is, but I guess look at the engine it has. Oh my God. That is, here's my hand, there's the rotor outlet, I guess. That is ridiculous. A ridiculous piece of engineering. A Rolls-Royce Avon 28R engine from the Ferry Delta 2 BAC 221. The Ferry Delta 2 on its record flight in 1956. So I did say it was a very fast one, and that's what it was. Over. Roger. Roger, Roger. Oh. Over. Roger's always flying. I don't know why Roger is so popular on the radio. The nose on this is just ridiculous, look. Keeps going and going. Big sort of induction scoops here. Monsters. Hey, some of these engines, people, are just ridiculous. If I get myself in the picture, I don't know if you can see. You're going to see how big this engine is. And you think it's as big as this one. Look, look, look. That's going in an airplane. There's the turbines on the front. If it is, it's not got the right camera for it, but just... And there you can see the downward thrust vents there. It feeds from the jet turbine, I guess, through there. These are the two that you can see on the original shot I showed you with the downward scoops, and they both push that pressure down. Well, thanks for watching this episode. Hopefully there was a bit of interest for you. Again, fishing and a few random topics in there, quite a few random topics in there as well. To keep you going, to give you a bit of interest, let me know in the comments if you like the random section. I just recently, literally today, got back and downloaded it. I went to somewhere and I got 6 films out of a full day's shoot. Unbelievable random sections with some really, really interesting stuff. I think, anyway, we'll be putting those up in the future. Don't forget, check out Mike's TA Outdoors and his other channel, Life of Mike. Bit of fun going on over there. And we'll have other films going up as well. I'm already working on next week's and the week after. Fingers crossed we get some weather and we don't... I like the heat, guys, don't get me wrong. I've done a lot of tropical fishing abroad. I love the heat, but it's just making it wicked on the beaches and on the rivers. We need some rain. Some rain, some rain. See you next time. Hope you enjoyed it. Stay safe out there and catch some fish.